What's up, people? We're about an hour away from kickoff in Detroit with the Seahawks playing the Lions, and we've got some last-minute updates. These are from yesterday, but nevertheless, I wanted to quickly go over them before kickoff. Just a brief discussion for those of you who maybe weren't in the loop, who maybe just weren't checking the news. We have some additional injury updates for both teams. Both teams have some new information. And for the Seahawks, it's probably not significant, but I want to talk about it anyway because some people would consider this to be fairly significant. So Phil Haynes has been added to the injury list as questionable to play in Detroit. So I don't know how much Phil Haynes was going to play anyway because technically he's the backup guard. He's kind of the utility backup to Lewis and Jackson. So it's possible Haynes wasn't going to play, at least on offense anyway. But this is somewhat relevant as, one, Phil Haynes has an injury history in the NFL. He spent a lot of time on the IR a couple years ago. And two, some people think he's better than the guys that we have out there. You can at least make a compelling argument that he should be playing over both guys who are currently playing at guard. You can make the argument that Haynes should be at left guard because Damian Lewis isn't a left guard and Phil Haynes is. And you could make the argument that he should be at right guard over Gabe Jackson because Gabe Jackson is not playing well and old and almost certainly not going to be here next year. And Phil Haynes is young and has upside and da-da-da. So some people are going to consider this significant, but odds are good. It's not of real consequence here. But obviously this is going to be something to monitor if it goes on past this week because Phil Haynes has had injury issues his whole career. And with the way things are going with the interior offensive line for the Seahawks, Haynes may have earned some playing time in the coming weeks just by virtue of the fact that the people in front of him aren't getting it done. And there are some people who would argue that Phil Haynes, when he played in place of Damian Lewis, wasn't getting it done either. But at least Phil Haynes has upside. At least Phil Haynes is a natural left guard. It's a little more reasonable than just hoping that a guy like Damian Lewis suddenly figures it out when he's never supposed to have been a left guard. It's easier to imagine Phil Haynes figuring it out than Gabe Jackson, who is clearly losing something from his age. So maybe significant long term, but for today's game, probably not all that important, but notable nonetheless. We also elevated Cullen Gillespie, which sounds like a Silent Hill character, a linebacker from the practice squad. I believe this is just to replace Travis Homer on special teams more than anything. We needed somebody out there on special teams in place of Travis, and Cullen Gillespie is the guy. So probably going to see him a little bit out there. Hopefully we don't see him on defense because if we see him on defense, that means some people probably got injured. But that's it for the Seahawks side of things. The Detroit side of things is pretty weighty. I already talked about all the injuries the Lions have going into this game. Well, they have another player designated out, wide receiver DJ Chark. So to recap here, as Schecter says, no DeAndre Swift, starting running back, no Amon-Ra St. Brown, and no DJ Chark. They're two starting receivers. And let's not forget Jameson Williams, their number one pick, or first round pick at least. Not their number one overall pick, but their first round pick, out. Jonah Jackson, out. So, look, you can't have a situation any better than this if you're the Seahawks defense. You're looking at this Detroit offense that has been really good so far this year, and they're missing, like, half their starters or potential starters. They're missing so many of their playmakers. Their starting receivers are going to be, what, Josh Reynolds and who? And Josh Reynolds is not exactly a superstar himself. So, look, if the defense doesn't do something positive today, then I don't know if I would look for them to do anything positive for the rest of this season. This is as soft as it gets. Lions team missing all of their best skill position weapons. Just do something, man. Do something with it. Okay, I know it's a new defense. I know we have a couple new pieces, some young pieces, blah, blah, blah. But this needs to be a pride thing at this point, guys. It was already embarrassing enough to get gutted by Marcus Mariota and a Calvin Ridley-less Falcons offense. But this might be worse. This is real, people. You are getting a big break here. You are getting a significant advantage going into this one, so do something with it. But yeah, that's the update from the Lions side. DJ Chark will not be playing, and he joins a long list of offensive injuries for the Detroit Lions. So let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna watch the game. Post-game video after should stream during Sunday Night Football, and we'll see what happens. Go Hawks! But this is an opportunity. Try to utilize it.